Hey everyone, so I'm back with another tutorial video, and first I want to thank all of you guys who watched my first one, and hopefully you've learned something. So this time I have this Dua Lipa photo that I sketched out, and again it's up to you what method you want to use to sketch your photo. So here we go. So first, as usual, I start with the eyes. So here I'm using my very old brush, which has very little hair left on its tip. So it basically works like a pencil. And by the way, in this video, I'm gonna do mostly real time of my process in order for me to explain it more, detailed. And I also want you guys to see and learn how I do my brush strokes. I'm still gonna do time lapse once in a while throughout the video, but I'm gonna do mostly real time video of my process. Okay, so now, like I said in my previous video, the initial stage of my portrait is basically just tracing out the sketch using this brush. And so first I'm working on the dark spots, like the eyelashes. So this part right here should be darker compared to what I'm gonna do on the other areas. And just apply a very light pressure. Because if you start heavy, it's gonna be very difficult for you to erase it if you make a mistake. So just do it very light. And here I am just tracing it and working on the shape. There we go. So this part right here of the eye, this is very important. So you have to know the exact location of the white light in the middle of the eyeball. So, once you mess it up, it may look like, the eyes would look different. It's just not gonna look right if you don't put in that exact location of that white light. So you have to be very careful. So I'm gonna work on the rest of the eyelashes here. And by the way, if anyone has suggestions on who do you think should I draw next, you can write it down in the comment section. So, because sometimes I've been running out of ideas on who to do next. So, any of your suggestions would help. So now I'm shading the inside of the eyeball using this round tip brush. And again, do it very light. Yeah, so here I'm working on a little bit of the shading. Just right here beneath the eye. And yeah, I'm using the same brush. The same one that I used when shading the eyeball. So then fast forward to the other eye and just do the same. Trace it and take the shape first. And again, make sure to get that exact location of the white light in the middle of the eyeball, which is very important. And work on a little bit of the shading too. So I switched brush again. So this one is a very old brush as well. And I'm gonna work on the eyebrow. So here it's very important to go with the, if you could see the flow of the hair strands, just go in that direction. Just follow that direction. See, I'm doing the hair strands, every single strand, but it doesn't need to be that accurate. As long as you take the shape, and it looks like it looks the same as the one in the photo, and you'll be fine. And this part right here, you can do it a little bit darker. Yeah, make sure to work on every strand, and you have to darken every spot of the eyebrow. There you go. And I'm gonna work on the other eyebrow and just do the same. And I use the same brush too, so And this would be a two-part video, like the one I did with my previous one. The part two would be a bit shorter, and I'm gonna try my best to squeeze everything in and teach you everything I know about charcoal portrait painting. Um, so again, if you guys have any questions or suggestions, just drop it down in the comment section. Okay, so now I'm just darkening all the spots here in the eyebrow, and as long as I already get the shape, and I think we're good to go. Okay, now next I'm gonna do the nose. So here with the same brush, if you notice, I've been using the same brush all throughout the tracing process, and it's just this brush is very useful since, again, it just works like a pencil. So here I'm doing the nostrils. So very light pressure. Yeah, usually my routine is always start with the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. It's just the way I got used to doing it, since if you do the eyes, the nose, and the mouth first, for me, I can see that it actually looks like the photo already. So once you establish the likeness of the eyes, nose, and the mouth, then I think it's gonna be pretty easy to do the rest of the face. It's kind of like the foundation of the drawing. Since your main goal is to capture the likeness of the photo, so with the eyes and nose and the mouth actually looking like the photo, so the rest would be easy. So after I got the shape of the nose, so now I'm working on the mouth. And the reason why I chose this photo is because I noticed the expression of her mouth, like it's kind of like she's sticking out her tongue a little bit. So for me, it's always a challenge to work on different expressions of the face, especially the lips. So the goal here is to really make her tongue look like it's sticking out. So you have to be very careful and make sure to work on your values, which one is dark and which one is light. Yeah, just make sure to get every tiny detail. And you have to have a very steady hand here, especially if you're doing like small drawings. Okay, then I'm working on the teeth. And still I'm doing it very light. Like what I said, if ever you make a mistake, it's gonna be easy to erase it. And now I switch to this round, soft nylon brush for shading. Okay, if you can see like what I did in the eyebrow, you have to shade in one direction. And here I'm doing a vertical stroke. Very light vertical strokes, just to fill in the color, just to fill in the dark shade of the upper lip. So I'm doing vertical strokes with very light pressure. And what I always say, you have to make sure the charcoal penetrates the tooth of the paper. Be sure it goes deep into the tooth of the paper. And so now I'm gonna do a second layer of shading, which is usually a bit darker. So with the same brush, I just do the same vertical strokes with medium pressure, since you want it to be a little bit dark. And now let's go work on the lower lip. So the lower lip is a bit more challenging. So I'm gonna do the same vertical strokes, for me this one needs more layers. I guess you have to make it look like it's popping out, and later, maybe in part 2, I'm gonna show you to put in the highlights. So this is one of my favorite parts, actually, making the lips more lifelike. So continue to build your layers. Again, patience is very important. Because you're gonna do repeated strokes, not just once, but probably five layers of charcoal. So to make the charcoal go deep into the tooth of the paper. So you really have to be patient. So here I'm building another layer. So now I'm gonna do the inside of the mouth. This is the most challenging part here. So you really have to work on your values here. Which area is dark and which area is light. But still, we're at the initial stages of the portrait, so it would still look a bit rough. Should be very careful. Again, do it very, very light. And now I'm gonna fast forward it a little bit and work on the tongue. So this would be the last part of this video. So now I'm tracing the outline of the face. After I establish the eyes, nose, and the mouth. And if you can see, I think it looks like Dua Lipa already. So I just usually do the outlines, trace the outlines of the face, and some areas of the hair. And so part 2 would be all about building the gray layer of the face, like what I did in my first video. Again, thank you guys for watching and hope to see you in part 2. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions or suggestions for the next part. Again, thank you and see you guys next